A group of Cuban Americans from across the nation gathered in front of the White House over the weekend to peacefully protest for human rights in Cuba. They want Biden to keep Trump-era sanctions on the regime in place and put human rights before business. NTD's Melina Weisskopf has the story.
Here in front of the White House today, a large group of Cuban Americans came out to send a message to Joe Biden, urging him to keep the sanctions on the Cuban government. They're urging him not to do business with the Cuban regime until they put an end to their human rights abuses. Many of the attendees here tell us that they're here as an effort to liberate their family members who are still suffering under the Cuban communist regime.
My father has been in jail several times just for doing journalism. So that you are doing right here today, your job, freely, my father has been able to do it. People in Cuba are not even able to record what's going on in the streets without going to jail.
The Cuban community struggled for many years. It's been more than 60 years that they're struggling under a communism government.
The Trump administration sanctioned the island's totalitarian government to pressure Cuban officials to make changes. This group of activists is telling President Biden to do the same.
But if they go back and they do what the Obama administration do, we're going to have more year about that dictatorship. The people of Cuba, they need more than money. They need more than business. They need freedom.
Right now, several senators are pushing for Biden to lift the Trump-era sanctions. The attendees here say they oppose that approach because it didn't work before.
The last time they actually negotiated with the government, the human rights were not established at all. The government stated that they were going to establish them, and they were not.
She says right now the Cuban government holds 130 political prisoners of conscience, and more are jailed and tortured every day just for standing up against the communist regime. Other peaceful protesters at the event warn about signs of communism manifesting in America.
And say you need this, you need free medical, you need that, and you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. They start changing their minds, and it gets to a point. That's how this government's getting to power, and they don't leave.
Communist, socialist is a lie, it's a lie, because it's not true. Nothing coming good from communists.
And this is the first protest this group has held here in D.C. The organizer says they're going to keep holding protests like this to send a message to the world that the communist ideology shouldn't exist in Cuba or in any country in the world. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Melina Weisskopf, NTD News.